Okay, so this demo video's for a couple of people that requested it. Um, Bear with me too. My camera rig is a little messed up at the moment. I got to get a new one, but all right. So this is kind of how the whole thing works. Obviously, it's not the force holding these up. It's going to be some extra thin fishing line, and that's kind of how you pull it out and then put it back in. That's what she said. Oh God. Okay. Now depending on the saber you have, the string is adjustable. The height of the lid is adjustable too. You may want this to point in more narrow. You may want it to these two sit wider, and they are adjustable. The string is adjustable on the back, and then obviously you can adjust this too. So let me show you the fishing line being adjustable here. So see, make sure these are in the camera. So you can unscrew these. I recommend taking this out, the hilt out, before you do that. Otherwise, your hilt will come crashing down. So you can undo these a little bit and then just kind of untwist it. And then to gauge like how how much slack you want, I would kind of play with the height of the lid and kind of look down and visualize like how high you want it to sit versus how low, and then pull one up at a time, twist it around, tighten it, then do the same with the other side, twist it around, check the level. If you like it, then screw that in. Now there's these other holes here that come in a little more narrow. They're technically from the original hinges that this came with. So if you have a smaller hilt, let's say like Yoda's, for example, you can then take these out completely and then just screw them in to these other holes that are already there, and then tighten it that way. The only thing is the other side is not adjustable. So if you do that, the string may sit at an angle, but that really shouldn't cause any issues. So then, adjusting the height as well is by obviously being able to collapse this. So really, with two hands is what I recommend using. You can go ahead and collapse, and then lock the mechanism. And it's nice because you can see the hilt there through the glass. Now the collapsing is pretty simple, but you do need two hands for that, and just push down or push in the middle, because the rods do not they don't always cooperate simultaneously depending on where and how you're collapsing it. And the same goes for when you're lifting it up. I recommend two hands for lifting it up because it is a little more tricky. Oh, and obviously undo the little latch. So you can kind of go a little bit one side and then a little bit to the other side. And then I would kind of just get my fingers underneath, like your thumb, and then wedge it. And then kind of just open it up. And then from there, you can kind of keep going one by one. And as you're doing it, kind of look down so that you can see how high it is, and then if they're level. Because sometimes, you could pull it up and one side will be higher than the other. And that can happen. It can also happen from front to back. Like the front could be lower than the back and vice versa. So, opening it up is the more trickier side of it. Also because these are very tight rods. At first I was like, oh man, it's so tight. Maybe I should put like grease on there. But then when I thought about that, sure, the grease would help make it lift up easier and collapse easier. But then the question is, how well and how much weight would it then hold when you want it to just stay up. So that's really why I opted to not put any grease and kind of just deal with the stiffness of closing this and lifting this. Because, I mean, I can't imagine anybody's going to be like lifting and closing and lifting and closing and lifting and closing it quite often. It's kind of something you're going to do like probably once in a blue moon in a while, just to kind of change up the scenery of your displays. So yeah, that really kind of sums it up. There's a nice microfiber cloth in there with some filling in it that will be in there as well. Obviously the hilt itself is not included. And yeah, I'm going to work on a Sith version. And then I'm also going to do another one of these Jedi ones in silver with a little, different design setup. You can order these from me without any decoration if you want, and you just want the hover, the floating, design. I'm open to that as well. Yeah, that kind of sums it up, guys. So thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.